Hello. So it is July, and I have not done a garden tour in a while, so I figure why not do a garden tour? There is a lot of things that are actually growing in the garden right now, so we're gonna go around. I'm gonna show you guys. I have someone driving a tractor in front of me. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna show you guys what all is growing out here in July so far, and yeah, I'm excited because there's some things growing that I have not grown before. So I'm excited to bring you guys along with me on this journey of a garden tour. So with all that being said, my name is Brittany Buss, and this is All Buss No Fuss Gardening. So we are going to start here in my smallest bed. This is, I want to say it's about 3 by like maybe 4 or 5. Not sure, but I plant, as you can see, I plant and I just let life grow, right? In this first bed here, I have a couple of different things. Those there are zinnias, and they have like some buds, no flowers yet though. I also planted these onions here in these bricks to help with pest pressure. This one here is actually starting to bulb up, so that's interesting to see. So that's that. I've actually considered putting onions in all of the holes around all of the bricks in the garden, but that is an endeavor that I do not have the energy for. So that did not happen, needless to say. In the front here, right there and right there, we have beans. That's a collard plant that I actually transplanted from that bed. And then just behind it here, we actually have our poblano pepper plants. Look, there she is. Isn't she pretty? And then we've got more over here, one there, and then another back there in the back, growing just there. And then there's also more buds on these plants. It is to my understanding that like the bigger the pepper, the, I guess, less prolific the plants tend to be. So we'll see how that proves in the garden this year, because this is my first time actually growing like a large type of pepper. Just behind those we have this, which is, what is this? This is a, I know it, it's a Tabasco pepper plant. That's what that is. That is a Tabasco pepper plant. Behind it is a serrano pepper plant. And then right here on the right, both of these plants are actually cayenne. So, as you can see, there's plenty under there that need to be harvested. So I think I'm gonna be doing a harvest soon. Those peppers can be ready as well. On the edge here, this is okra. That's okra. There's another okra hiding back here underneath this plant. I don't think it's gonna make it because it is starting to get shaded out. And then another okra right here. So just along this front edge is just all okra. This one I didn't know came up. I guess that was a seed that I planted and it didn't come up in a certain amount of time, so I gave up on it. But that's what's right there. And then along the back here, this is actually my cucumber, lemon cucumber. That's what it is. I don't think I have any lemon cucumbers growing on it just yet. I have seen some bees buzzing around here doing their job, but most of them look like that. So very unpollinated. But even though they look like that right now, I'm still holding out hope, because last year when I grew these, I didn't get my first lemon cucumbers until maybe about end of July, almost August, and then I have more than I knew what to do with. So I'm still holding out hope with these guys, but that is all that is in that smaller bed there. I'll say this, all three of these beds are mostly filled with peppers. This is where I put almost all of my pepper plants. Here in the front of this second bed, we have collard plants. I'm gonna need to separate these out because there's two here, and I think there's two here as well. So there's that one and that one, this one and that one. And then in the front here, this is a basil that I just kind of threw in there, and then that there is a okra, and then that there is actually the butter crunch lettuce plant that I planted out back in like March, and I wanted to let it go to seed so that I can collect the seed because I didn't have any butter crunch lettuce seeds. And if you look really closely right there, you can see the seeds are actually starting to develop. So as soon as that happens, I'm gonna collect those and then, yeah, take this baby out. In this bucket right here, this is my ground cherry. There's a bunch of them on there. As you can see, there's one right there. There. But they're growing. Look at that. And more flowers. So I'm excited. A pepper got in this bucket some way, somehow. I have no clue what kind of pepper that is. But then there's another ground cherry there. Alright, and then continuing with this bed, we have some zinnias. This one is like a white Oklahoma is what it was called, I think. Look at how pretty that is. That is just beautiful. And then there's another zinnia in this bed right over here, and it's called like a pink prince. But I think these are so pretty. I have a couple of these actually in the house in a little flower vase. Just adding a pop of color to the house. And just behind this one, we have a sweet banana pepper plant that I got from, I think I got it from Home Depot. And then just in front of this zinnia plant is another sweet banana pepper plant. This one has like one right there, and it had another one you can see right here. That's where I clipped it off of. But this one, it doesn't have a lot of peppers growing on it, but the one in the back there, it does have two. And then there's another bud just there right there, and then I think that might be it. So these sweet banana pepper plants they're not too prolific here in the garden this year. I'm not sure if they normally would be or are, but we'll see what happens. Right next to this sweet banana pepper, we have our blot pepper plant. Starting to turn kind of purple there. Down here there's three more actually. So this bigger purple one, it looks so cute. This tiny one, and then another tiny one back there. Beans right next to it with no beans on it. I feel like I'm not the best at growing beans. I've only ever tried to grow bush beans. So I think that next year I'm gonna try to do pole beans and see how that works out for me. But just behind it there, we have it looks like a purple pepper of some sort. But isn't she so pretty? What is it? There's a tag in front. Grand Bell. This is a Grand Bell pepper. And she's so pretty. And then right here to her right, this one doesn't have a tag, but judging by the shape of this pepper, I want to guess that this might actually be a peach rush. We'll see once it starts to ripen for sure. But there are like a bunch of buds like all along this plant. Let's see if I can zoom in. There they are. There's a lot of buds on this plant. So we'll see once they ripen what they look like, and I'll be able to know 100% whether or not that is a peach rush. So that's exciting. And then right here in the front, another basil that I just kind of plopped in here. And right next to the basil, there's actually 2 pepper plants right here. So there's this one that kind of looks like, I don't know, I want to say maybe another banana, but I'm not sure because why? There's no tag. I need to get my life together. Right behind it, there is this Italian pepper plant. This one I really do feel like is a Jimmy Nardello. So this one has a couple different peppers on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far, but it's doing good. Another bush bean plant right here with no beans on it. That is actually also a bean plant with no beans on it. But then there is this shishito pepper plant that's giving me a couple of peppers and still growing little buds on it. So we're excited for that. And then all along the back of this is our cucumbers. So we have here, like right there, there's one, there's another one right there, there is another one right there that just opened. The flower just opened, it looked like, or is still open maybe. And those are my pickling. So I have my pickling cucumbers right here, and then I actually put some like regular what are they called, like burpless beauties on that side. So let me go around so I can get you a better look. Yeah, see, there's that cucumber there, and then we have another there, and then down here we have one of the burpless beauties looking good, and then there's another burpless beauty right up in there on the other side of the trellis. So these cucumbers are starting to do really well. There's more there, 2 more. But yeah, they're starting to do really well. I'm so proud of them. Look at that. I'm very proud of them. So those are that's where I have my cucumbers. These are the only cucumbers I'm growing this year. So the burpless beauty, the pickling, and the lemons. So we'll see what comes of that. I have harvested a couple of the pickling cucumbers already, but that's about it. Those ones that you just saw, the longer burpless beauty ones, those will be my first burpless beauty cucumbers that I harvest. Moving right along, this is, I want to say this has to be like another grand bell pepper plant, because look at that. That is beautiful. My husband is very excited to eat this, so I'm I'm probably gonna harvest these very soon, if not tomorrow. Right next to that, we have another pepper that I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's pretty and it looks delicious, and it has a bunch of buds and peppers on it. So we're excited about that. That one's starting to, I think that something either got into that, or as it was growing it was like touching the ground and started to rot maybe. I don't know, but we'll cut that part off because we still gonna eat it. I bet you bottom dollar. And then here we have a pretty and pink pepper plant. It's very tiny. It does not get, like, this side of the bed does not get as much sun as the other side, but that's okay. That's okay. I know now for a future reference. And then that tag says peach rush, so that means that this one is definitely a peach rush. This one is, it's got 1, 2, 3 peppers on it so far, it looks like, and they're looking pretty good. So this will be my first time trying peach rush peppers. And then here is a jalapeno plant. I actually just got this from my local nursery not too long ago. I bought 4 because everything there was buy one get one free at this point in the season. So yeah, I got 4. It only makes sense, right? Right. Moving along from this bed to my larger bed. Here in the front, these 2 buckets have, like, what is it called? A scallop squash. It's like a white scallop squash, and it's supposed to be like a patio squash, so it's supposed to be able to fit in these buckets and grow well in the buckets. So we'll see how true that rings, but they're doing good so far. The plants themselves are doing really good so far, so excited about that. There used to be a nasturtium just like taking over this space with a bunch of radishes. I have since pulled it out, yes, because I was I was over it. So I've since pulled it out. There is this tomato plant here now. I don't know what kind of tomato plant. I just know I had it in one of those red solo cups, so I just threw her in here and we'll see if she does anything. More zinnias, no buds, but there they are. Another of the jalapeno plants, another jalapeno plant right behind it, and then the fourth jalapeno plant is right there. There's some residual nasturtium there, okra, and literally everything all the way back before that trellis is peppers. So let's see what we can see. Oh, and I forgot, there is this lacinato kale right here. It hasn't bolted and it's not upset and it's not like dying. So I'm gonna leave it there and see what happens. This here is a Tabasco pepper plant and it is booming. Like, the Tabasco plants are very prolific, so that's good to know. I do want to try and make my own Tabasco sauce because I do love Tabasco sauce. So that's gonna be the goal. Next to that we have what looks like cayenne, so I'll show you if I can get down in there. This pepper here looks to be a cayenne pepper, and this is 1, 2. So both of these plants, this one right here in the front and the one immediately behind it. Oh look, there's a tag. Yep, cayenne. So I'm right. Yay! I'm starting to be able to identify stuff, y'all. But it has a lot of peppers on it. We're just waiting on them to ripen. So it says that the 4 plants that are in this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, are all cayenne. So looking forward to that. Right next to that one we have another Jimmy Nardello. Like I said, I can pinpoint these just because they are very easy to distinguish from the other peppers. But the one in the back here next to it, no clue. Maybe a peach rush by the looks of it, but we're gonna have to wait until it ripens to know exactly. There's a peach plant behind the Jimmy Nardello right there that is doing absolutely nothing. So if it doesn't put on buds or something by the end of the month, I might just take it out. We'll see. Along with this one here, this very tall one that's blocking sun. No clue what it is, but it's growing like it pays bills here. Okay, no friend. Just behind it, what do we have? Oh, that's the peach rush, possible peach rush. This one is the one I saw. This one I believe is a Hungarian, can't see, Hungarian wax pepper plant. Excited about that. Another Jimmy Nardello right behind it. That there looks, oh, that's the jalapeno plant for sure. That's jalapeno. And then beans just behind it. Okay. And to the right here, those look like tiny baby Jimmy Nardellos. So we'll see. I'll go to the other side and take a better look. But right here in front of me, next to the tall pepper plant that's doing nothing for us, is no clue. But look at it. She's starting to ripen in the middle there. It's turning kind of orange. And she cute. She cute. Wait, there we go. And there's a lot on here, so it is very prolific. And there's more buds too. So I'm excited about that. And then the plant behind it is looking very peach rush like. Also very tall. The plant next to it is looking very empty, but, oh no, wait, I'm wrong. There's a pepper on it right here. Not sure what it is, but I'm sure it will be delicious nonetheless. Right next to that one. Oh, this one kind of looks like the blot pepper we saw on the other side. It's like turning purple down here at the tip. So, that's a possibility. We'll see. Back here, I have decided to try and trellis my squash. So this one here is a yellow squash. There is a female. The flower has not opened just yet. Right up in there, if you can see her. And then the two on the edges are actually zucchini. So that one is zucchini and this one is zucchini. But I have gotten nothing from them just yet. I've read that zucchini likes it warm. So maybe it'll get better as the summer progresses and it gets hotter. But there have been females, they've just been dying out. See, like that one there. They kind of just die before they open up to be pollinated, is what it seems like. But the same thing was happening last season. So honestly, I'm not worried, just because, like I said, it happened last season and I still got zucchini last season. So I'm just gonna hold out. Coming to the other side of this bed to look at these peppers. This plant is bare. So if this one doesn't do something by the end of the month, yeah, she's gonna be on the chopping block too. This one looking okay. Tiny, but looking okay. This one has buds. This one back here is bare. Like, honestly, y'all, like I said, I don't remember what a lot of these are, so I'm kind of just waiting on them to put fruit on. This one here, oh my gosh, this is definitely a Jimmy Nardello. Look at how long that is. So just waiting on those to ripen to a very red color is what it looked like on the packaging. So excited about that. More Jimmy Nardellos back here. And then, yeah, I still don't know what these might be, but they look kind of cayenne-ish. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe once they ripen, we'll get a better idea of what they are. And then, yeah, I think that is all for this bed, because we've already talked about the jalapeno. There's a random basil, and then the cayennes over there. So yeah, that is all for my 3 beds on this side. So moving right along to my trellis.